it's Phil here. This week we're going to be looking at HTML and how you can create simple web pages using just HTML. We'll be using brackets. Links to download brackets are in the comments section below. Feel free to download that, or if you use something else like Sublime Text or Visual Studio Code, you can download and use those as well. It should be pretty much the same. All the code examples are linked below, so feel free to click on those and load those up. And if you're ready, let's get started.
The first thing we're going to need to do is to download brackets. You can use another text editor like Sublime or Visual Studio Code if you wish, but all the demonstrations in these videos will be done on brackets. To do that, go to brackets.io up here, load the page. It should look something like this. Click on Download Brackets. This version is version 1.13. If it's a later version, don't worry. When that's finished downloading, we're going to click on the MSI that is downloaded. That should give us a window similar to this. All of the defaults should be fine, so we just click Next and begin the installation. When that's finished installing, simply click Finish to finish up. Brackets is now available to select from our Start menu. The next thing we need to do is to download the starting material. To do that, go to electrocatstudios.com/HTML, and on there, click on Starting Material. When that's finished downloading, simply click on Show in Finder, then right-click and Extract All. I suggest that you extract this to your Documents folder, so select this from here, go to Documents, and click in there. Simply hit Extract, and it should extract all of the files. When you've done this, go to File, Open Folder, select the Documents folder, then highlight the folder we want to load and hit Select Folder. This should give us this view here. This view shows us all of the files in our folder on the left-hand side. The only one we're going to use today is index.html. Now to learn something about HTML. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, is the language that allows you to define a document and the structure of the document. It's essentially the language of the web and allows us to create content to put on web pages. It's completely constructed out of tags. The tags have a start element and a closing element. A start element is simply angle brackets around the name of the tag, and the end tag, a closing element, is the same thing but with a / in front of the name. Here's an example of some tags. The top one is a paragraph tag used for creating a block of text. The next one is a div or division used for creating an individual block on a page. And the last one is a span, which is used for creating blocks that sit next to each other on a page. There are some exceptions to tags which have closing tags, where the inclusion of content within those tags wouldn't really be that important. For instance, inside a line break, which is a return on a page, the horizontal rule, which is a line across the page, and an image, which puts an image on the page. Some tags appear in every HTML document. For instance, every HTML document must be surrounded by an opening HTML tag and a closing HTML tag. Inside that, you'll find the body, which is the main content for the page, and the head. Typically, the head comes first and describes certain things like extra files that you wish to include, and things like the title and meta information about a web page. Meta information is used by Google and other search engines to analyze the page and see what is on it. So it's very useful for things like SEO or search engine optimization, which we'll cover in a later date. Here's an example outline of a document. You'll notice the HTML tags on the top and the closing HTML tag on the bottom, and the head and the body are included within. Typically, when I write HTML, it's good to practice to indent every time you're inside another tag. It helps you to keep track of where you are in the document and where things are positioned. It's very easy to get confused. Attributes allow us to specify more information for use within a tag. For instance, the image tag will have an src or source attribute included within the opening tag. You don't need to include the attributes in the closing tag, and they'll be ignored if they're only put in the closing tag. So in this case, our image src equals, and then we have inverted commas. You can use double quotation marks or single quotation marks, but they have to match, so you must keep them in a pair. And inside that is the name of the picture you want to display. The second example, the A tag, which is short for anchor, now called link, it has an href attribute, and that follows a similar pattern of being name of the attribute equals, and then inverted commas containing the value of the href. In this case, we're linking to an external website, which is why it has HTTPS on the beginning, and it's google.co.uk. The information in between the tags, the starting A tag and the closing A tag, is the name of the link that will be displayed on the page. As we saw on the previous slide, content goes in between the two tags. Anything written in there will be displayed on the page. In this case, the A tag will decorate the text within it, and the default standard for a link is to make it blue and underlined. Once the link has been visited, the link will then be purple the next time you visit that document. And here we have a list of some common tags. So the A tag or anchor is a link that we can use. The P tag is a paragraph tag used for creating a block of text. The IMG or image tag is used for displaying an image. The div tag is a block. Span is an inline block. And at the bottom we have one that we haven't talked about yet, the unordered list, which contains within it one or more list items. The unordered list by default will create a list of items with dots next to them with bullet points. As we can see, we've got our document laid out with the head and body as discussed before. So let's do the standard thing and create a Hello World application. Simply type Hello World in between the body tags, and then if you're using brackets, click on the Live Preview button. If you're not, you can save the file and simply navigate to it inside your File Explorer and double click on the file to open it. You should get a page that looks like this, and that's the text that we've put there. If you want, you could pause the video, change the text, and see what happens. When we're done, we close the window down. The B tag allows us to include bolded text. When we finish typing that, simply hit the live preview again, and we can see our text displayed. We notice that the text is on the same line, even though we put it on a different line. This is because HTML doesn't respect returns pressed within the document. You have to actually include those manually. In this case, we need to use a BR tag. And once we've included that, we can see that it now puts it on a new line. So let's have a go at putting an image in. When you've done that, save, reload, and we should now see our image displayed. As we can see, this image is quite large, so we're going to need to specify an attribute inside the image of width. Once we've done that, hit live preview, and we can see the image is a much more manageable size. You can specify width or height. You can actually specify width and height. However, this can lead it to skew the image rather than scale it as it has done here. As you can see, the image is now skewed. Finally, we're going to put a link on the page. And when we finish typing that, hit live preview again, And we can see that our links appeared, as I said, underlined in blue. If we click on that, it links out to Google. So there we are. You've now created your first web page in HTML.
Thanks very much for stopping by. Please join us next time when we'll be creating an image gallery with different pages and moving between those images. Don't forget to like and subscribe underneath, and all the links to the code and everything else are also in the comments. See you next time.